right, everybody, today I want to show you how to take out and put away your instrument when you're practicing at home. So if you've got a violin or viola, the first thing you want to do is make sure that your case is lying down on the floor like this. One way to check that is if there's a pocket on the top of the case, you can see, make sure that you're looking at that. Otherwise, sometimes they'll have a flap like this. You can make sure that that opens upward. Have the handle facing you and you sit in front of it on this side, but I'm going to sit off to the side just so you can see this better in the video. Once you've done that, you can unzip the case. Make sure that you pull the zippers all the way around to the back, not like just to the side, because we want to take care of those zippers so they last a long time. When you open it up, your instrument should be down here on the floor side, and then in the lid that you lift up, that's where the bow is going to be. When you pick up your violin, first you'll want to open up the little collar here that holds it into place. Reach underneath the neck to pick it up. You can pick it up by the neck. You can hold the body on the upper bouts or lower bouts here on the side, but never ever try to pick up your instrument with the fingerboard. Never pull on there or on the strings or, of course, on the bridge. When you're picking it up, you want to carefully handle it so that you're not pulling on any of the different parts. Now, you might play with a sponge or a shoulder rest on the bottom, so make sure you're supporting it really well when you put that on. If you've got a sponge, your rubber band can go around here on this corner, and then often it might come around the chin rest here, or it might come around the button. It really depends on what kind of shoulder sponge you're using. If you're using a shoulder rest like this, you want to look at the part that goes up higher, and then there's a part that goes down lower. The higher part, the thinner part, is going to go underneath your chin rest. So when you put that on, you can see it's got these little feet that are going to clamp onto the sides. What I usually do is put one side on, and then I come over here and slide the other side in. And then you just need to give it a little adjustment to make sure it's sitting nicely. So again, you can see we've got the side that's a little higher up towards the violin is going to go on your shoulder underneath the chin rest. Now, anytime you are not playing your instrument, make sure that you let it sit in the case. Do not put it on the floor or on the couch or on your bed or anywhere else. We want to make a good habit of keeping it in the case anytime it's not in our hands. Now, as for the bow, you can see we've got a little latch here that holds it in. So I'm going to turn that latch so it goes sideways like this in between the stick and the bow hair. When I take the bow out, I want to make sure I don't get any of that hair caught in the latch. So I'm going to kind of tilt it this way to pull it out. And then you can see the tip is underneath a little cover there. We're just going to slide it out from under that cover. Your bow should be loosened when it's living in the case. That means when it's time to play, we're going to tighten the bow. And to do that, we're going to look at the screw here, and we're going to go righty-tighty, or we're going to go turn it clockwise this way. And we're going to turn it and tighten the bow hair until we've got about a pencil width in between the stick and the hair, right at the middle of the bow. So about the size you could stick a pencil in there easily. All right, we do not want the stick to be straight. Notice how it's still got a very gentle curve to it, curving in towards the hair. Then you're ready to put the rosin on your bow when you're going to play. When you are done, we just do the opposite. So now we're going to go counterclockwise or lefty-loosey or anti-clockwise if you call it that, to turn the screw. And we just want to turn it enough to loosen the tension on the stick. So the stick's going to curve a little bit more in towards the hair, but there should still be space here in between the stick and the hair. All right, we also want to make sure that the hair is still in this taut band. If the hair is coming loose and they're coming apart from each other, that's too loose. We do want to make sure that we're not loosening it too much. We just want to release the tension on the stick a little bit. And then when we put our bow away, we're going to slide the tip in just like that. And again, watching that we don't get caught in the latch, put it right through and then carefully turn the latch to make sure the bow is locked in. Of course, when I'm putting this away, if I've got a shoulder rest, I'm going to slide that off carefully, put my violin or viola back in here and close the collar just to keep it in there. If you've got a sponge or a shoulder rest of some kind, you can usually store it either in this section here, or sometimes your instrument case will have a pocket. If I'm using this kind of shoulder rest, they usually can fold down in the feet, and then sometimes that can sit right here next to the scroll. But what I do want to make sure of is that whatever I'm putting up here, I'm never lifting the violin up. There's space underneath here, there's space in the back and on the side, but I don't want to be pushing the violin up, because then when I close the case, I might end up squeezing something. So I'm checking, is it sitting flat? Is it collared in? Is it latched in here? The bow tip is in there. Then I'm ready to close up my case, always lying down like this, and then I can zip that right up. And then your violin is ready to be put away.